So I am going to go live here in the Facebook group for high performing marketing professionals. I'm excited about this. Today's topic is about what you really want. And very few times in our careers do we have an opportunity to take a step back and really evaluate whether what we are doing every single day is leading up to what we ultimately want out of our life experience. The reason why this is so important is if you have no strong sense of what it is that you would want out of your career in terms of by way of this next career move or in terms of the field that you want to really dig deeply into or in terms of how you would like to feel at the end of this career journey, then it is impossible to reach that goal. It's something that becomes an impossibility. And I want to be sure that you have a really strong handle on what you ultimately want out of your career experience. So I wanted to give you guys an example. The reason why this is so important is because a lot of times you might feel like you're deceiving yourself. What do I mean by that? You may feel as if what you really want is higher compensation. What you really want is getting a SVP role. What you really want is to have the stability in your life that once felt comfortable and felt exactly natural to you. However, what you might ultimately truly go after and be after could sound and look very differently than those external sort of success markers. So let me be clear. Let me give you an example pertaining to what I really want. So I'm going to grab a picture right here and I'm going to share with you what I really want. So if you have an opportunity to take a look at this image right here, so it's like a mirror image, but ultimately, there we go. Ultimately, what do I really want? This is something that I have in my bathroom vanity and I look at all the time. So it's not so much a vision board, but it's an indicator of what I really want. Now, first glance, you can have 1,001 hypotheses pertaining to what I really want. You might think to yourself, well, you really want this person's body. You want to look just like her. Another sort of want that can be surmised by just looking at this image is, Melissa, you really want to be on vacation. One of those like yoga retreats, right? Where you're looking at some mountains and you are just breathing that fresh air. That could be a want. Or what you really want is to be able to be a contortionist just like this, right? Stretch yourselves in different ways or stretch myself in different ways. So there's all these hypotheses about what I really want. Why I might have this image on my bathroom vanity, why I might look at it every morning. But when I take a step back and I really evaluate what it is that I truthfully want pertaining to looking at this image, what I really want is to feel a sense of release, complete and utter release. And it's kind of funny. I tried to almost like recreate this image in a playground. And I was with my three little boys. And I went ahead and I was kind of like monkey bars were essentially what was available to me. And I went ahead and I just tried to like hang from them. So here's what you might not know about this. They weren't bars, they were these ropes. And ropes will burn your thighs if you're hanging from them and have zero cushion to really support you. Kind of like this lady, right? So I imagine that this material is probably soft, bendy, and comfortable, totally unlike the rope material I was using at the playground. The reason why I share this story is A, there are very different and multiple interpretations pertaining to what it is that you truly want out of your career, out of this career move, out of a conversation with me. Then, on top of that, once you try to recreate that feeling or emotion, it might take a totally different set of tools or strategies to get what you ultimately really want, which is a sense of, for me in this image, release. I didn't want to feel like rope burn on my thighs when I was laying down and trying to recreate this image. I wanted to feel supported. I would have loved to have some cushion under my thighs to hold my weight and help me feel the sense of release that I really want, which is something I see every morning on my bathroom vanity, which you can see from this image. So now back to you. What does this mean by way of your career move right now? What is it that you really want out of this job search experience? So you may absolutely desire or prefer what other people want out of any career move. You may desire to feel like you are going to have a predictable upcoming week. You're going to know, okay, every Monday, I'm going to go ahead, talk to this person. Every Monday, I'm going to go ahead and, have this sort of exchange. Every Monday, we're going to have that group team meeting. And that predictability might be what you're really, really, really missing right now, especially if you've been job searching for some time. It gets to feel really wobbly. It gets to feel like you're walking on jello and it's hard to find your footing. Or what you might want out of this next career move is growth, enormous, enormous growth. And what's stopping you is that maybe you haven't felt like you are growing in your field, in your career, in your sector, in your compensation, in your scope of responsibility in a hell of a long time. You may have felt stifled, you may have felt stagnant, as if you're not growing at all. It's a funny thing that comes to mind right now. I remember one of my first clients who now happens to be president of a medical device organization. I'm so proud of her. And I remember when Aisha was sharing with me kind of her career experience. And I remember telling her that right now she's kind of like a cactus plant. She's not really getting the water that she needs to grow. She's really in some arid, sort of environment where what she needs to unleash her potential is just not going to flourish. Not in the way that she would like to flourish, not based on what she really, 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 really wanted, which was to have a sense of ownership around investment decisions, to have a much more deep and rich and broad scope of responsibilities pertaining to what she wanted out of her career and life. And so I turn to you. What do you really, really want out of this career search? Are you looking for growth? Is that something that for you, when you really take some time to evaluate what you haven't gotten in your past, what is it that really drives you forward? Maybe it's the growth instead. And another example, let's say that out of this very particular career move, what you're looking for is variety. So, if, for example, you've worked in one sector for a really, really long time, and at this point you could do that work with your eyes closed, and that's not what you want to continue to do, maybe you see that the industry is contracting, maybe you see that people have been just kind of stifled in that industry because the growth opportunity is not there, then maybe that's what you want out of this career search. So I want to just bring those points up because what you may want, what you may deeply, deeply care for at this stage of your life is something that maybe you've never had a chance to articulate before. What you might really, really desire at this stage of your life might be something that you have been very hesitant to express in the past or admit to yourself in the past. What you may want out of this career search right now could feel like the most random thing that no one else would frankly really want right now or desire out of their career search. You might want to take a step back. And I know that if you're around a lot of people who are ambitious, they might be looking at you like you have three heads. And how could you possibly want to take a step back in your career? So, with that being said, If you are looking for something and you have the clarity with which to understand, articulate, express, and ask for exactly what you want, that is the only way you have a chance, a shot, an opportunity of getting exactly what you want. That being said, make sure that you have the right tools that are going to support you, not give you rope burn, as was my situation, in order to give you what you want and need out of your career the way it is right now and how you would like to move forward in the future. So, that being said, if you have been in a scenario where you didn't have growth and now you want to seek a growth opportunity, what got you to your current role is not going to work in order to get you to this new growth focused role. Same could be said of any other sort of important need. If you're looking for predictability in your career and you're just seeing all these contract roles and you feel like, let me just get out of this search because I don't know what the heck is going to come up in terms of what I really, really want, those are the moments that you need someone to help you step off the ledge, because what you really, really, really want will not be achieved by going after those short term roles. So there's a lot to be said pertaining to, on paper, perception based on our group associations, what we should want versus what you really, really, really want. And there's, as I said, completely different tools that you will need to master in order to achieve what you want based on precisely what it is. So, all of that to say, if you are unclear pertaining to what you really, really want, I want to invite you to have an opportunity to share with me by way of a complimentary breakthrough session this week to express what you think you really, really want, and then to openly share, air out, maybe for the first time in your life, what you really, really want out of this next immediate career move. If you are not able to articulate what you truthfully want, how you want to feel, and what is most important to you by way of feeling like this career move was a success, feeling like this career move was worth it, feeling like your furlough or having been let go was actually a blessing, if you are not yet able to crystallize what it is that you want out of this entire moment of uncertainty, then this is your chance to have me guide you and help you piece together ultimately what it is that is going to make you happiest, what it is that's going to help you feel like you're contributing, what it is that's going to help you feel like you and what you have done in your career is actually of huge importance and is missing right now because you are not working in your greatest position of power and superpower, right? So, what do you really, really, really want? For me, it really is to feel that sense of release. I could be on top of a mountain or in a cave, but I do know that I shouldn't be on the ropes of a children's playground in order for me to get what I really, really want, which is that feeling of freedom and that feeling of just aliveness. So I invite you to have a session with me this week. Don't delay, because if you continue to pursue what other people want for you, that is a recipe for feeling like something is missing. That is a recipe for feeling like you're not doing what you were intended to be doing. That is a recipe for having to do this job search again And I think a lot of you guys have been in that position where at this stage, it feels like the same old, same old. And it's a cycle that will continue to persist until you have the clarity that you need to go after what you want and figure out all the tools you need in order to make that process faster, smoother, and more fulfilling as opposed to arduous, stressful, heavy, and filled with uncertainty and completely filled with rejections. You don't want that. You don't want that. But what you do want has yet to come true. And that's why we're here. I can help you think through what you truthfully want out of this next career move. All right, don't hesitate. Don't feel like you need to have your act completely together. The messier you are, the more challenges you feel exist in your life, the more welcome you are to sign up for those free breakthrough sessions. I'm on your side. I am part of your team, and I'm here to support you, regardless of where you are in the process and regardless of what you ultimately want. It's okay if you want something differently than what other people may want of you.